First story. This game can be played by both of us. One day my young man and I came to visit. It was the first time I'd seen this family. Very decent. They set the table. We were sitting in the kitchen, having a few drinks. Their 5-year-old son is handing around. And so he bought his mom. She jokingly says to him, "If you behave like this, we'll give you to this aunt and uncle." And we play along. Yes, yes. Do you want to come and live with us? The boy frowned and ran away. An hour later he came back, dragging a big backpack. He packed everything in it, like an adult. Outwear, underwear, socks, a few favorite toys. He is waiting for us to pick him up. Then the feast is crumbled. His mom almost cries. The last thing I remember when we left, a baby clinging to my dress, screaming, "You promised," and the mother sobbing. We were never invited back again. Second story. Neighbors. When I sold my apartment in 2011, I gave a fair warning to the buyers. Guys, I'm giving it to you at a big discount. But keep in mind, you will have two very problematic neighbors, with whom neither the tenants nor the district police can cope. A violent alky ex-convict, with nightly drunken parties and chanson, and no less violent man, who plays on the console at night at full volume, and his speakers are incredibly loud. An intelligent-looking guy with the glasses said in reply, "We're fine with it. The price is just fine, and I'll probably work it out with the neighbors somehow." In 2019, was on business in that area. Met a neighbor from our former floor. She told me that an intelligent guy, on the first night after moving in, brutally smashed the face off, first a violent man, and on the third night and an ex-convinced. She said that the interview had been quiet for a year now. People with the glasses first look, memorize, then take off the glasses, and hit as they remembered. Dangerous people. Third story. My homeland. Traditions, mentality, attitude towards women. So a little bit about traditions in my homeland. They are at the level of the Middle Ages here. All of them. Sexual relations, family relations, social and labor relations. First, woman, a second-class man. If you have a daughter, you have no children. Everyone will ask when a son will be born. They are acquaintances who have 4 to 5 daughters, and all waiting for an heir. If the wife did not give birth in 9, 10, 12 months after the wedding, defective, you need to change. That the problem could be the man is not considered at all. Daughter is seen as a constant expense. You will spend on education, dowry, grandchildren, and her wages will be taken by the husband's family, and you cannot expect help in old age from her. She is brought up as a servant, not only for her parents, but also for her brothers, their men. After marriage, the daughter-in-law is locked up at home, often not allowed to go to her parents, so that God forbid she does not complain. She can be abused, beaten, not fed, forced to do all the dirty work around the house, to wash all the clothes by hand, including the clothes of her husband's brothers and sisters. Even if the daughter-in-law gets pregnant, she's loaded with hard work. And then, after the child is born, she's not removed from it. How such daughters-in-law then become like mothers-in-law is the question. It's a vicious cycle. Her parents won't support her, and won't accept her back into the house because the shame. Let them beat, let them rape and abuse. You are married, tolerate, be cunning. Obligatory requirements for a daughter-in-law: to get up earlier than everyone else, at 5 a.m., sweep the yard, entrance, cook breakfast, lunch, dinner for everyone, clean the house, while having time for their work and carry money to the house, meet with all the relatives of the husband, have no opinion of their own, sit quieter than water, lower than grass, and serve, 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 serve. Choosing a bride, a strict rider. Skin color, light, white, considered aristocratic. Growth, not small height, but not above the groom. Slimness, not fat. Big-eyed, long hair. No short skirts, shorts. Now it's more modern. But still there are parts of the city where it's not safe to appear in normal shorts. 2. Sex before marriage and in general. A woman before marriage has no moral right to start a sexual life, and is censured by society for this. A man is a handsome man if he got a girl, had sex with her, got experience, and then married the one, young 18-year-old Virgin Guria that his mom picked up for him, and then continues to look for his love. Wives are often raped in marriage. Virtually all men cheat. Wife at home serves my parents. I with my mistress build love. Often live on 2, 3 houses. Have second wives, with whom they just read the wedding in church. Out loud the community and the church does not approve of such behavior. In fact, for money, there is always a priest who will read a prayer for marriage. Virginity must have. If it is gone, that's it. A woman is a second class. She should agree to relations with any man, without requirements to his age, status, attitude to you. And if he married you, she should tolerate everything: beatings, cheating, lack of proper respect. If a divorced woman, she must accept sexual harassment from everyone: colleagues, neighbors, acquaintances. If a divorced woman with a child is married, this man is actively condemned by his relatives. Neighbors discuss, and his wife's relatives bless. She must tolerate everything, because who will take you such a husband? That's why hymen stitching is a popular procedure. The sheet after the wedding night is shown to relatives to make sure that the virgin. In the most backward districts, guests, mostly women, to be sure, are present at the sacrament of taking a virginity. 3. Marriage and wedding. A major event in the life of a family. Marriages are contracted by parents in 95% of cases. On the principle, name for 20 years. This year we will marry, looking for a bride. No one is embarrassed by this. The groom is looking for a bride through acquaintances, relatives, matchmakers. He chooses, ouch, nose big, fat, dark-eyed, short, do not want. The bride usually agrees to what they give. On the principle, it is agreed by my parents. They know better. The bride's parents prefer a richer groom, but not much, so that the groom's family's requirements for dowry and subsequent financial support of the marriage are not overstated. They save for the wedding that one for decades, denying themselves and their children everything. But 1,000 people are invited to the wedding. Love is usually smeared on plates, nuts, candies, guests, which are impossible to chew, but which stand on the table in vases, creating the appearance of well-being. But the whole village then says, "Oh, name called 1,000 people to the wedding." Nuts and fruits for the wedding are rented. The landlord first weighs how many kilograms he has given, then weighs everything not eaten again after the wedding, and pays for the difference. The most clever go to the whole wedding at guests touching the fruit nuts, say, "Brother, rent, do not eat, otherwise you will pay." The husband should make the apartment, house. The wife should furnish it with furniture and other dowry, curtains, dishes, carpets. 4th. Parents. The parents of the groom, husband, are gods, have tremendous influence on the son. In a father-in-law, daughter-in-law quarrel, the parents-in-law will undoubtedly win, even if the daughter-in-law is beaten by them, bruised. In-laws say, "Leave your wife. She is not suitable for us. Her children are sick, unattractive, uneducated." He will, no doubt about it. The few will go against parental opinion and live with his wife. The youngest son is usually left to live with his parents. The older ones buy a place to live. Often the whole clan live in one house, with children, their wives, husbands, grandchildren. 5. Public opinion. It dominates everyone. The main question is what will people, neighbors, acquaintances say, to sweep the yard, to make it seem clean, to make people say, "Oh, they have a good housewife. Don't get divorced." Otherwise, they'll say, "A woman couldn't keep her family together." To get a divorce, you have to go through a long procedure of humiliation, a conciliation commission, a committee where old women sit and argue with a clever look, that one should tolerate that for the sake of children, that divorce is a shame for old parents, and so on. Beatings, violence, injuries are no reason for divorce. Even the judicial and law enforcement systems will not support the woman. Probably she brought it on herself. 6. Mentality, hypocrisy, showmanship, pawns in everything. Everyone wears masks. Pleasant, polite people, happy family men, decent professionals. They'll never tell the truth to your face. They will smile to the last, promise to fulfill all agreements. In fact, to pull until the last and not to do. Arrogant in a pile or a herd. More than two, already a herd. It is normal to pester girls and women on the street, touch them in public transportation, tsk passing by in a car, harass at work through greasy jokes and direct hints. It's normal to not follow the rules of the road, to drive like the last assholes, oncoming, red light, whatever. But they're afraid of physical force and connections. They will get into a fight only if the opponent is weaker, a woman, a child. A strong man will be bypassed or attacked in threes or fours. And if you have a brother, brother-in-law, uncle in the mayor office or in the presidential apparatus, you are the first after God in any conflict. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.